Alright, we're gonna get started. Everyone is getting checked in slowly by Rob. Obviously, we'll kick off open forum if anybody's here.
Yeah, if you guys don't mind. I just stopped down real quick to relay kind of a message to you guys.
Can you let us know who you are for the
Oh, yeah,
records?
Zach
Thanks.
Stensland. Last year I was head coach of the Junior Gold B team. Year prior to that, head coach of the Junior Gold U16 team. This last spring I got to be a part of a long-standing Junior Gold High School League dinner and board meeting up in Minneapolis that they hold every year, all the coaches. Some of these coaches have been coaching Junior Gold hockey for a long time. I wanted to relay a positive message that our Junior Gold program was noticed across the state last year because of the steps that we took forward, thanks to Rob and Jordan and their leadership and their ability to have sort of an open door policy with the coaches that came in. There were some teams that were not willing or unwilling to go up to the A level, and they were sort of admonished. Meanwhile, they used Farmington as an example across the state for what we should be doing. I think it's a big positive for this program. I think it's a great step towards the thing that I've been saying a long time, which is, not all of our kids unfortunately play high school hockey, but they do have a spot here in our association. And I think that's huge. So for us to field, we moved up to the A level, and our boys managed to take runner-up in state. Our B level was 500, our U16 little sub 500. But for moving up from a two-team, from a three-level city or association from a 2 to a 3, we were used over and over again as what to do. Meanwhile, some of our folks up at Bill Murray, Matamidi, across the board that were supposed to push up, that didn't and wouldn't, and contested it. And they're now moving up this next year, contested again, still moved up to A. The leagues are growing, they're getting more balanced out, which is great. So I just wanted to relay that to the committee. You guys are doing a great job, the board. Like I said, these boys have a place to play here in Farmington, so it was a lot of positivity, so appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Did somebody need help with the laptop being hooked up? We can help you.
Yeah, we've tried, and we get it to the point of where we see that it's gonna connect, and then when we hit it, it just kind of cycles, and then it just goes back to the main TV, so. But I mean, we're good at this point if we can't get it. Everybody. We used to. I don't know, when we were in here last time, I don't know if it was the same TVs that we did 2 years ago. I don't think it was. I don't think it was the same TV. It was only one up there. Melissa, and I think it was a different TV altogether. And I remember you trying to get it, and it took us a long time.
That's why I don't remember how we ended up finding
I've been here for an hour.
If there's an HDMI port, I could just
I
plug
have
into
their
it
TVs that are all
too.
named the same.
Oh.
TV Samsung 65. 8.
I think I got attendance.
Okay. All right, well, we'll just jump into monthly reports. So we'll start off with the secretary's report.
Was that it for open forum? Was that the-
Yeah, that was it for open forum. So Rob's secretary report.
I was gonna ask any suggestions for the
I make the motion to approve the March minutes, the April minutes.
Yeah, you didn't scrub this very well, by the way, when you sent it out.
I'm not meant to scrub it, I just send it. April minutes as presented in the email that was sent out.
You are supposed to scrub it.
I'll second.
Second.
All in favor? Motion passes. All right, moving next to the treasurer's report, Melissa.
All right, I sent out the April financials. Did anyone have any questions on those monthly reports?
I thought we had no money in our bank, but we have money in our bank.
Thanks for shipments.
Yeah.
200 and some thousand.
That's because the check hasn't been cashed yet from
Okay.
Legacy.
Okay. It's cause we had like over 200,000, I'm like, well, we're good.
You also have to remember that it's a month behind, so it's April.
Yeah. So it's like, so
So
it's
there's-
3 weeks lagging.
Right,
2.
so there's things that, there's transfers that have gone into term Alright, then I will make a motion to approve the April financials as reported in the email.
Second.
All in favor? Motion passes.
Amanda, are you good with money? Are you good with money? The June first book?
We've talked about it already. We'll see.
Alright, moving along to the gambling report expenses, Tina?
Okay, so we have to approve, March because we were missing March last month, so, I motion to approve $56,646.80 for March expenses.
A second.
All in favor? Motion passes.
Okay, I, motion to approve $72,443,016 for April's expenses.
Second.
All in favor? Motion passes.
And then I motion to approve $78,000 for the month of June gambling expenses.
Second.
All in favor? Alright, motion passes. And then obviously Cody is not here, so we will jump into new business. So the first one, very excited to have our new IT web guru, Stefan Peterson. You wanna stand up, Stefan, and just give a little quick intro to everybody?
Cool. My name's Stefan. I've lived here in Farmington, in Minnesota, for a little over a year now. Fairly new to the area. Both my girls play for Farmington in 8U currently. Well, my oldest will play in 10U next season. And yeah, I'm psyched to be here. This is all pretty new to me, so I'm trying to just take it all in. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, let me know.
Beautiful.
Get our TV.
I don't know about that one. That's
So I guess the one thing that you need to know is during tryouts, like, I'm gonna be sending the emails late at night.
yeah.
So, and they need to be posted typically that night.
Cool.
That's about it, that you'll need from me.
And just so everybody knows, he does have his email up. It's just the same like anything. So if you are looking for it, it's very simple in that. But Peterson, Peterson,
Correct.
not Ian. And then if you need anything, just let him know. But we'll start going on everything from that perspective. He is in the weeds right now. He's helping with moving stuff over from the old workspace to the new workspace, so we can get that updated, because eventually we're gonna have to close that out.
Okay.
The other non-profit stuff I know we're working on, and then, to be honest, what was our main website that we needed to double check with him? We can try to circle back with it after too, so now that he's here, we can actually ask.
Oh.
You know what I mean? We'll get back to that.
Yeah, all I have is really just, full understanding of the technicals and good chance for the board to review every what if, right? Cause we've stepped into the what if territory a couple times lately, and it's like, yeah, let's vet that part out, but other than that, conceptually, the idea of owning our own thing is great.
Yeah.
Just wanna make sure that all the logistics set us up for long-term success.
Makes sense, perfect. All right, so everyone, give a little round of applause. Welcome. Great to have you. Moving on next, Amanda. The
Yeah.
farm.
So I spoke with Haley, who kind of runs the farm brand. We're gonna have hats available to sell at Top Potato Days, the golf tournament and open house. So if we have any new ideas, we wanna send her designs, she's open to whatever. So if you have anything, let me know. And then we're gonna also work on maybe possibly having like a farm t-shirt to sell at those events as well. So more to come on that.
Yeah, and I don't know if everybody remembers, but last year that was one of the things we were trying to do a little bit more from a branding standpoint with tying into the farm and what Jordan was thinking about. So as you guys have potentially creative ideas or ways that you wanna tie that in, whether it's team oriented or event oriented, let's keep that in mind. Hit up Amanda just so that since she's connecting with Haley, we can talk, but I think definitely there's ways to get creative and start using them more and more. I know the hats are popular, but let's start trying to find a few other ways, right? T-shirts, beanies. I know in the winter, don't need a beanie right now, but I mean, maybe it's still cool. But definitely try to keep that in the back of your minds as we work on things from that perspective. Next one, partnership with Swift Hockey. Nicole.
Scott, you wanna hold up this stick? Last year, Scott had started talking with Swift Hockey, on doing a partnership, and I picked that up. Custom, currently, this stick is just a demo, so people can see it, but, the thought would be that we could open up pre-order for our association, and the sticks would be, mostly orange and black, like custom Farmington colors, from Swift Hockey, and then we would sell them, sticks would range from $100 to $180, and Farmington, we would get back anywhere between like $20 to $60 per stick we sell.
Maybe $60 at a 180 price point.
And
It's like tiered too, like used sticks 100, like senior stick 170.
I thought it was the same, I thought what you sent me was the same for all.
That's how much we pay, Tina. That's the wholesale price.
I mean it funnily, but also.
Oh, I got it. Get them in it as an AU.
Big deal. That answers that.
This is custom six will be the same price for all, this is 65.
Nope, it's not flat.
And I mean, here's the catch. So the catch obviously is that's a gold, black, that's their standard.
Yep.
The ones we order will be custom.
Yep.
Farmington Tiger, orange and black. It'll be, well, all the way up from 6U8U, all the way up if we wanna go to junior gold. There's goalie sticks. Again, it's something again where at the price points Nicole has said, that smokes any Bauer stick, any CCM, and again, remember guys, all this stuff's coming from the same manufacturer, it's just your branding. So the fact that we can get custom sticks in their kids' hands that look like Farmington and half the cost, parents can go out if they want, order 2 or 3 of those at the beginning of the year, and that's gonna equate to a Bauer Pulse or
And it's,
whatever the.
orange too is not just like standard orange, it's like Farmington
It's our
orange,
orange.
like I sent in like the color code, but yeah.
And so it's a unique way to start just a different, little bit fundraiser where again, we don't go too crazy pricing, maybe get $5 to $10 extra on stick, but again, it's creating a niche where our kids will have something that nobody else has from that perspective.
Would we carry inventory or would it be ordered
No,
and would it
it'd
be
be
limited
pre-order.
order windows or
Yep.
any time order?
It would be pre-order, typical 30-day warranty, so if it snaps, you still will get a replacement, all that. But no, we're gonna try to shoot where if this makes sense and the board is okay with us pursuing, we build the email, we get it out, let everyone see it, it'll have all the information, similar to kind of what Stefan did with the golf registration. We'll build the temporary page, it'll show curves, flexes,
Yep.
all that for both skating stick and
Yeah.
for the hockey stick and the goalie stick, and being able to get that order and then get it in. And so that way, if you wanna order 2 or 3, you can. Again, what's unique about this is it's a one-piece stick that's well under what a retail stick would cost. And it's our version, not. So it's just something different that we can try and look at from that perspective, so.
Can we get them to Top Potato Days with some demo sticks for the kids to come see and the
They
families to
won't
see?
be custom, but we can bring
We can
bring
these
these.
stick, and I have one more at home too.
I think that would be,
There.
that's gonna be your key contact point if you wanna get some traction, just right there.
And we can put that in such a way of pointing, so we put it in saying, hey, the sticks are at our booth, come by, take a look at the sticks.
So we always have a sauce hockey game there, just a bunch of whatever I find in my garage that morning. Let's have the kids come out and see it, right?
What's the turnaround time? Do we know?
It's like 60 to 90 days, depending on when we order, because they'll come, they won't go like, they'll come directly from the factory.
So we were thinking top potato for sure, and then right after that, that's where we wanna get that. One allows us to communicate it, work with Tina on anything she's got, that she wants to communicate with top potato. And the other idea
Here, I'll
is,
throw it in
and that way you
I'll
get
throw
people
the
to
picture on
use,
the,
take a look, touch, see, feel.
Oh, yeah.
And that way they can go over to
Right,
the
just
temporary
say
schedule
their stick, they're
for
going to
Stefan,
buy a
and
different
alright,
stick
I
and then
want
now they're on the other stick.
5 of the,
So it's like a
whatever,
flash in the pan.
92 or whatever.
1 year, 2 year
Got it
thing
set,
and
so that way, when the stick order goes in, it's all there.
The inventory would be
Unfortunately, it'll be
sourcing
kinda
ever,
like.
right? You talk about like how do they start
Six will
trying to
come
find
in
out
and
the
then
ramps
set
and
it up to
equipment for
Yeah.
skaters and other
You get
kids
to
to
pick
come
your,
in and
obviously, which
in for
way
more
you
than a year.
switch
or
and
something.
your flex.
So we'll be able to get it, but I mean,
So-
a junior stick like this for $135 custom versus going out and getting the same stick is starting $220 in Bauer or CCM. So, night and day difference, and again, what's unique is it's a way for us is to brand again our Farmington, so. Any other questions for Nicole or I?
There's just no minimum, right?
It's 10.
10
is-
total for that
10 total
flex.
for
So I
any,
mean, worst case,
any
your two
stick,
kids get
any-
5 each
Yep.
and then we're good.
Yep.
yeah.
So I mean, why not offer it?
Ten total.
If people wanna buy them, buy them.
No,
10
it's 10 total, any,
Flexes are under
any
my
way, any flex, any style.
What condition are Mike Goldie's sticks in?
Goalie sticks, yep.
What condition are Mike Goldie's sticks in? There might be minimum order, and might just refuel those.
Don't talk
I was
about
gonna say,
lower level goalie stuff.
Don't get into Rob's grill, unless you've got a
Heavy
full
wooden sticks.
presentation
Yeah,
or
high school
proposal.
size.
We've spent a lot of money on goalie stuff.
You gotta have full details, Rob. Can't just be kind of,
But,
I'm just
I'll
asking.
take a look.
If the sticks aren't in great shape, maybe that's the way to have that minimum to make it work, right?
and I was like, so like, the prices that I've like proposed, I sent those to Scott and Kurt, were based on like, it's like slightly lower than a retail Swift stick still, but we still have room if everyone thinks like that price is too high. The minimum for 10 sticks, they're $130 a stick, no matter what kind of stick you get. But then it goes down, like, if we get like 51 sticks, they're $120 a stick. So,
So how are you price pointing it if we're paying $130, how are you doing 100 for a youth one?
the youth are separate.
Okay, so what
Yeah.
you sent me wasn't youth?
He didn't have the youth on there when I originally got the quote, I had to go back and ask him.
I got you, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Any other questions?
I think we should think about putting some in inventory and having it at the open house and some of those types of things.
Well, I would say, let's see how this goes.
We can like open another, it's not like a one-time, like,
Yeah,
we
we
can
could
open a
definitely open
second,
another window for it.
window after they come in, if like, there's a lot of interest, and really only have to get like 10 people to buy in. So it wouldn't be like just a one time, I mean, we could, if we wanted to say like how we have like ordering windows for clothing and stuff, just the turnaround time is a little bit longer,
What are lead times like for turnaround times?
60 to 90 days.
So we would wanna close this quick.
Yeah,
I'm sure the player sticks get in and all. Anybody else, I mean, Lindsay's point, if you wanna do a couple more for open house, which is what's.
I mean, it's a play for the little kids. The big kids already made their decisions. The 9-10-year-olds already have a stick they like, the stick they stay with to the day they die. So it's 4 years old to 8-year-old play. We're just gonna bunch of little kids sticks.
They're seeing goalie stick as a 24-inch.
Here you go. That's who's gonna use it.
This is what you get.
We're trying not to spend, that's,
right.
that's
Yeah. I'm just saying, so you're not gonna convert a band. You're not gonna convert a
Well, I get, I mean, I'm with you there, I don't disagree with you, but I don't know that bringing them in-house is going to.
I don't know, I'll agree to disagree. Knowing that I got a retail stick that's the same as a Bauer and it's custom,
The difference is you're paying for your stick, your kid isn't.
Well,
So they don't care.
well, that's what I'm saying, but also if you explain it to your kid the right way and they know that what they're getting, it's the equivalent of a Bauer and it's custom.
It could go either way, we got high school kids using blackout sticks.
Yeah,
as
all blackout
backups,
sticks, yeah.
too.
So I think there's definitely still the opportunity, but I agree, for the most part, there's certain players that are gonna be like, well, if I don't have my Bauer Pulse, cause a quick twitch, I need it.
Do you know if Swift will donate any for like the golf event to do it as a raffle?
It is dependent on, they're willing to be the Blue Line sponsor and send a donation item
QR code so that they can order it at Tough Tater Days too. Helping sales. Yeah, promise 60 days.
And just so you guys know, the stick is the brand is coming on pretty strong. They've now recently kind of partnered up pretty heavily with the PWHL. So they're getting more and more into that side. So definitely is the time if we are gonna try to partner and kind of forge a partnership with them, would be now. Otherwise, like Melissa said, there's all kinds of stick companies out there that are trying to get a niche, get a piece of the stick market. One big one of, like she said, all black hockey sticks, I use those. They're great. And again, they're all the same place, China. It's just the branding. That's it. But, all right. If nobody else has any other questions, we can dive into the handbook review and comments.
Typically, we do that.
It's a close
at
session.
the-
You wanna do that at the end? Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Do it as a
beautiful.
close.
Touche, Loufler, touche. So we'll jump into committee updates. Tryout, Rob.
Needs are in motion, had two, so, we're getting everything, we should have, we haven't posted it yet, but we have a tentative schedule put together, we got ice time available. Yeah, we're just starting that process, jerseys and all that fun stuff, so.
Are you also working with football?
Working with hockey.
Part of the discussion was with it being earlier, it shouldn't affect the football as much in years past. But we have to reach out, I think it was only freshmen.
We have it in our language now, if they gotta miss for something.
So there's a way out, and then we're also finalizing,
Well, we usually try to work hand in hand where it's.
We'll send it to the youth associations. We can try and send it to Badger again. They didn't work with us at all the last few years.
Badgers out.
Badger's on?
Yeah.
Oh. So maybe then we'll send it to him, but literally, the high schools never really worked with us.
I mean, the youth tries to, but.
No, the youth says
The youth
we don't
will
have a
tell you what they
schedule
need
until
based
like
on
2 weeks before, that's what they say.
We'll send it out to all youth associations once we're confirmed schedule set.
I think last year, it was only 2 high school kids, right? That are 2 freshmen football players.
The only thing it really messes with is the freshman football. I mean, and I guess I shouldn't say that, there's soccer too, that it can mess with.
So there's 2 like that, but yep.
We'll send it to everybody and that's our schedule.
And then we're also finalizing the evaluators. Thank you to all those that have sent, like Matt, I know you sent yours, you've got a few others. And then, we're also working with Melissa to get Rob and our near and dear heart, John Shaw, back to help us from an evaluator standpoint. So they'll be kind of running the evals as well as a little bit helping out with the lowers, so.
We just gotta figure out how we can use that program.
I have an email in because it's all under our own emails.
So we have no access to it anyways.
So
Cool.
we may have access, but if people don't remember passwords and things like that, they can't reset it, so they'll go to their old email.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Just keep me in the loop with that if I can help.
yeah, as soon as I get information from her, I'll let you know, I sent an email out.
Perfect.
Sweet. Any other questions for Rob? Okay. Jumping into player development, so crazy to think that it's already almost the end of May, doesn't feel like it, but we'll have Tiger's Edge program getting ready to kick off in early June. We are working on potentially some off-ice areas with the high school boys team, kind of TBD and that stuff. But in the meantime, obviously, kids that utilize their own internal shooting tarps and all that can still do that. From that perspective, we'll have an email going out regarding that. And then we're also getting ready just to finalize Katie Joe program for the upcoming year, and we're looking to have that ready for the next meeting in June to go over all the details. And then one other one that I don't know if everybody kind of remembers about last year, Project Health, or Project Hockey app, which kind of came in at the end of the year. It's a kind of really cool, unique training app that gives you all kinds of digital content, both for off ice and like education. So Nicole is helping me with that, but it's a very, very good deal. It's like currently $70 a month, and we get it for $9.99. So we'll get that sent out. Again, it's another resource that our players can use to work on developmental from off ice and education standpoints. Like some of it's like a 10-part video where it shows Quinn Hughes doing things, and it asks questions to the player like, what should he do here? Why is he doing this? So it's really, really good stuff for our players to take a look at from that perspective. Yeah,
He's,
Where are we
I've heard good
with
things about him.
The sign with the kids that like did the off-season training and stuff that we like motion out for last year.
So the sign is done, and I don't think I got on it because I don't know where it is in the ring. I gotta find it. But it's
Okay.
done. And the money donated last year was for sweatshirts, not the sign. The sign was donated, and I've gotta get that money too. So,
Just before we get people around on this year's, we gotta get last year's out.
yep. Coaches committee, if there's no other, stop, any other questions about player development? Okay. Tim, coaches committee.
We've received 4 resumes for non-parent coaches. Been in contact back and forth with all of them, let them know that once we get past the Memorial Day holiday here this coming weekend, we'll be reaching out to set up interviews, so we'll coordinate with the coach committee team. My thought is that we find a day where we all have the hours back, give 20 minutes so they don't pass each other in the hallway basically, and just run it all at once, instead of trying to schedule 4, 5, 6 different meetings. So more to come on that. It's nice to have options, and it's nice to see more than, one person that we beg to come out of the woodwork. We've got people that found it from online. I know we ran it a couple of times on there, and just people with some good background. So it'll be nice to not be forced, right? And have options and really look at, are we getting what's best for our players out of it? That's it. But
What level for these coaches? Potentially,
We're looking for all of
we're
us.
looking for all levels. We're always looking for all levels. We have an unofficial kind of priority order that goes, starts with the Bantam A, 12UA. Just being that both of those levels are that next step to high school, that is that high, like the highest level of competition in youth hockey, right? Is Bantam A, AA, and 12. Look for those first, and get a Pee Wee A on top of that, a Square A, a Bantam C, junior goals, U16s. I mean, if you know people, have them reach out. I'd love to talk to as many of them as possible. It just, the more knowledge we can get to the kids, the better.
Alright, perfect. Next up, budget, finance, Melissa.
Alright, all the fun stuff.
Yes.
So I emailed out the preliminary budget, kind of where it sits right now for this fiscal year. What we typically do is we take the numbers based off of last year, roll them over. We add a little bit onto our expenses to account for inflation in the areas that we need to account for. We did not really add any money into income at all. So you'll see that we are in the negative at $28,717.64. That number sits at that, just to give you an idea. We sit with, in that budget, $13,000 towards the locker rooms, $10,000 roughly maybe a little bit under that, towards the scoreboard is in there, so 23,000 of that is for that project that we didn't budget for. So that's why that number is so big. Otherwise, it would have been around 5,700, which would have pretty much accounted for our inflation numbers around there. Which is probably about accurate without raising any costs in terms of registration or anything like that, and keeping all our expenses the same. So that's where we're, sitting for 27. With that, what that means is we need to just take a look, especially if you're committee people, at your budgets. Because we made the choice to spend such a large amount up front, we really don't have the funds to take on spending for anything else beyond what's in our budget moving forward this fiscal year. Just because we don't know, we never know what gambling is gonna bring in. And I went through, this is how, I just went through to try and compare gambling numbers from last year to this year for a couple of months. For example, I looked up last year in February. We brought in $51,000 in gambling. This year it was like 22,000. So the numbers are just never. March of last year we brought in 37,000. This year we brought in 56,000. So it's just, we never know. So just keep that in mind. It's hard to really judge where we're at, with how much we're gonna bring in from gambling, and we know we're dropping. Is that in May? We dropped the site?
We did, yeah.
So, we have to account for that. So something to think about, as we look at that budget. So I just ask if you are somebody that is heading up a committee, that you kind of look in that area of what funds apply to you, and stick within that range. If we're having to exceed that, we're gonna have to, kind of explore some options. Some ideas as a board, how we wanna tackle that. Are there any other questions with that?
When you guys finalize it and you'll share that with the committee, that's what our respective budgets are, correct? Zero?
What's that?
Zero?
There's money,
Yeah.
I mean, but it's really based off what was spent last year, so if
And
you're
just-
looking to add anything
No, but if you,
different, that's where it,
give me just an informal ballpark before I start, we start reaching out to these coaches and interviewing them, right? Just
and that's.
so we don't have
it's
an
on there.
unrealistic
No,
expectation.
if you look on there, there's a number.
Okay, perfect.
And depending on how many you're looking at, that's where, because honestly, last year our numbers were lower, but, we also, that was an area where we didn't spend up to our budgeted amount either
Yeah.
in that area, so.
No, it'll be good to have going in though, because, you know, the first guy might come in and the number he says, you know, hey, these are coming down, have a great day, right? Like, so, that'll be good to know. Thank you.
But just so you know, that number also includes, the reimbursements that we give to coaches when they submit, for like their USA hockey fees, things like that, that all goes into
That should all be
that
part of that budget, yeah. Makes
piece
sense.
too. Any other questions? Alright, so then, we are looking to Rob's point, just kind of update our bank account where move 50,000 from gambling into our general fund, because we've got $2,500 that we gotta pay for Top Potato Days sponsorship. We're gonna have our $10,000 to the city, our yearly payment, as soon as they give me that invoice, that usually comes around now. We typically have around 3,000 in golf tournament expenses, not including the actual fees of golf. And then I know Amanda worked on getting me numbers. We roughly are gonna have about $35,000 more in tournament expenses. So, we can take 50 from gambling right now. That should hold us over to cover those expenses here for a little bit. And then if we need to take more from gambling moving forward, we can look at that June or July. Depending on when we open registration, which hopefully will be soon, then we have more income coming in as well. That's our main source of income when we hit the summer months. So once that opens, that will help as well. So, I'm gonna motion to move, 50,000 from gambling to the general fund.
Second. Favor?
Yes, I will please.
Motion passes. So you got any other questions? Tina, fundraising and marketing.
Fundraising and marketing. Okay, so golf registration is now open. Thank you. The website is awesome. It's user friendly and we love everything about it. So thank you for that. When it comes to sponsors, we have 15 or 16 board members here, and only 2 to 3 have identified, put their names under sponsors, to reaching out to sponsors. So, we do need everybody's participation in this. So I'd like people to put their name under 2 to 5 sponsors minimum, for, either golf or donations, whatever it may be, but, keep in mind, this is our largest fundraiser, so I need y'all, I need everybody's help, I need all hands on deck on that, so, Whitney has typed up an email to make it easy for everybody, and you can see who, on the spreadsheet, you can see who sponsored last year, and, we make it easy, there's just, pick a business and a name and run with it, unless you have somebody else right? So, there's that, then Top the Tater Days, so save the date, June 26th through the 28th, again, need all hands on deck, keep an eye out for a sign-up genius that I will send out, Friday we'll do some setup, and you may not have to stay the whole time, right? Sometimes people kind of show up and then it alleviates other people to leave, I know, Melissa and I spent a lot of time there last year. And I get, people have baseball schedules and stuff too, so I know that does, interfere with it, but even if you can, come help out for an hour. And then Saturday morning is the Bloody Mary Mimosa Bar, and we're going to add screwdrivers, since it seemed to be a hit last year, once we got more juice. And then, and so we do need a lot of people when it comes to that, and it just makes it easier, because we were slinging a lot of drinks last year. And then I think we decided we would leave it open for a little while on Sunday. So we'll get that set up, and then, after the parade or whatever, if people don't wanna go to the parade, and then obviously we'll be, some of you have younger ones, I'm sure you'll be at the float, able to help out there too, so. Yeah, that's that. Any questions for either one of those things? Everyone's so quiet today. And then at our last committee, one of the things we decided, what are some things that we could do to give back? and not always in a, like, giving money, but just simple things, you know, somebody threw out a blood drive, somebody threw out, like, you know, making blankets, making cards for, you know, people, elderly people in nursing homes and whatnot. Nicole did reach out to Memorial Blood Centers. I don't know if you wanna touch upon it.
Yeah, so I reached out to the Red Cross and Memorial Blood Center. The Red Cross is booked out over a year for the Mobile Blood Center. But Memorial Blood Centers is more available. She was very open, they have many more mobile units available. So it's something that when we already have ice time at Mackey, they could bring to the parking lot and do the blood drive there. And the only thing we would need to do in order to like officially book it is just send out a link saying, I'm interested in donating. It does not commit anyone to donating. It's just so they know there's enough people in your area that would be interested in donating.
Do
And
we
then
have like a, you think, or?
they need 40 people to like say that they would like be interested in giving blood.
We have to pre-register 40 people for that.
Yep. Yep. Gotcha. And then, so it's just a link, they just fill it out, and when that is full, then she just tells you, and then, they have like a site coordinator that will come out and just look at all the setup, and then they take care of all this stuff on the day of. We just would need like a volunteer to be the in-between person. But they also will have like a person, like we have the check-in, like inside Mackey, they would also have a person there to like get people checked in and then out to the bus.
So, I mean, what are thoughts on that? Like, you know, do we like pursue it, throw out a, you know, yes, I'd be interested in donating?
You could do that, you could also do like we set up TVs and go throughout the year. Sign up, kids, all the kids out of that, and we did that last year, with our night for it, we would feed my starting children. All the kids were geeked out on it, and helping and learning about it, so.
Yeah.
Build throughout the season. Yeah.
If we get, or if we commit like to Feed My Starving Children as like a large association, we can like book the whole like room just FYHA and then throw a sign up out for whoever wants to come that day too. So it'd be
Yeah,
like-
Lincoln did it this year, it was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's a great
super
thing.
fun, it's not that far away, it doesn't
Kids have
take that
fun,
long.
yes.
That too.
So there's that one, so I mean,
Training in exchange for like, like, hey, if we get 300 people, can you give us a drama kit? They want a lot.
I wonder if that's
Lot of money
something
for
you
that.
could hook up with the high school on, I know the high school boys have to do it.
Feed My
Feed My
Starving
Starving
Children,
Children, the little kids would probably love feeding their children.
yeah.
High schooler.
It can just be like all Farmington hockey, and you can send it to those high school coaches and say, anyone who is able, sign up. We do need like so many chaperones per kid when they're like little, but usually parents don't drop off because it's not like super long. It's not like far away, so.
so that's a good one.
And I mean, and that, those are the type of things we're talking about, so like, I think, like, keep those ideas coming, I think that's really good, and I think it's things that the kids like doing too. But, yeah.
I love it.
I mean, so do we wanna send out like or in the next association email, like, hey, it's just a link and they fill it out, like, we don't really have to do anything, and then the lady will just call me when there's 40 people on the list.
Yeah.
You guys have a
I
certain
mean,
time?
I'm not gonna lie, like, right now we focus on pre-registration.
I was just gonna say, depending on when you wanna send it, because
And, like,
registration's coming up. so
We
that's-
can't
We don't have to do it tomorrow.
keep blasting
We
out
don't want our emails going to spam.
We have 169 people that showed up, how are we supposed to prepare for that? I'm not bitching, but a lot of the board members haven't even signed up yet, so how do we expect our members to sign up for,
You're talking about declaration?
yeah,
That's normal though, right?
it should be.
But
It's
For
normal,
board
but
members
then
not
we
to
don't know
sign
how
up.
many teams, tournaments and all that crap, so people sign up.
So, I don't know, I just don't wanna like keep sending out all these blasts when we need to focus on right now is
We
make sure we have the
we
right
can throw
numbers.
it on our Facebook.
Yeah, you mean,
And it
yeah,
doesn't
Matt,
have to go
Matt
on
can
the
create
email.
Run
a,
it through social by all means, but
yeah, Matt can create a
if
poll
it
on
starts
there.
bumping emails
We
to
can just,
spam
and
this
it's
time of
just
year, that's not
a
good.
post on social, it'll have the
It's just
link,
not-
and then.
And it doesn't have to be tomorrow, we're just, again, we're just throwing ideas out.
I like the blood one. I mean, it's different.
I'll be for two.
I mean, you got that. I mean, you got feed and stuff. Children, so.
Maybe the parents could donate blood while they're trying out.
There is some availability,
Oh,
some
I
of
feel
those
so
days,
good right
like I
now.
did ask her about some of those days, and there is some availability, so, I mean, parents can't come in the building.
If they donate blood, we can watch the video while they're donating, and that's it.
And then have it
The
freeze
ice.
up. Oh no!
I dropped my kid off in the Zambo.
But yes, it's not something that has to go out today or tomorrow, but
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, I like.
wanna get something drafted up, I literally just have a link in my email that just needs to go out, and people, like, even if everyone in this room just filled it out, it just allows them, like, us to book a date, and then they will start promoting where it's gonna be, we can promote when it's gonna be, and then, you know, I mean, you just hope you get enough people to actually show up on.
So you can send it to all of us, and then we can sign up.
Yeah.
And Rob, I will say with the declaration thing, if somebody would have put the link on the email blast, it would have made things a lot easier. It did not have the link. So then you're forcing people to go find it, and
Yeah, that's why.
that's not how the world works.
My wife's like, where's the link? She found it right away, but most people will just give up.
Yes, absolutely. Just as a suggestion, okay? I mean, I don't know who drummed up the email. Well, Tom, you do your responses for declarations?
169.
That's really good.
I was like, it just.
Normally we get less than a word.
Well, the goal is to not have that, so we can actually plan and order jerseys correctly and trial jersey sizes, so we don't have a tiny kid ends up with a XXL trial jersey and order it out.
So just clicking on registration.
Silly.
It's fine.
I mean, our two biggest things right now are, we gotta gear up for is fundraising and trials. I mean, that's our focus. I mean, all these other things are great, but those are the two main things we should be blasting out to our membership with. I get it, I love all the ideas, but that's just my opinion, because that's our focus.
Well, it came from the top of, let's think about some things we can do to get back, so. But I agree, and I need to, I don't know who's in charge of this, of designating, actually having registration open. So at Top Tier Days, we like to have the QR code, so we can hand out the postcards and people can sign up, so. I'm not sure if it's somebody telling Stefan to go ahead and open it up and,
That's what it was this year. So I opened declarations this year.
okay, but then the actual registration.
Oh, it'll be me also.
Okay. Soon, you think?
I don't know.
Cause I'd like to have that QR code for that,
Are you talking about registrations
like normal registration.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what that one would be.
I'll circle back to it.
Try to target like June 15th, so it's open for.
We're gonna have it open.
Well, I mean, like you can have it open, it doesn't have to like necessarily go live, but I need that QR code, so I can create postcards that's set at the table at Top Tier Days.
I can do that when you need a QR code for that. So you need, just to clarify, you need a QR code that will send people to like the actual season registration? Okay.
Do we know, like, keeping costs the same, like who?
Well, you could just set
We
it
haven't
to the
discussed
registration
that.
tab on the landing
We
page,
have
right? It
to
doesn't
have
have to be
that,
just this year's, cause then that
If we
will
wanna
bring
buy
the page
popcorn,
where then
we probably
this
do
next
that
year's
now.
gonna be available.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah, the way, I believe so.
Yeah, so it probably doesn't need to be unique year after year as long as the full web.
Yeah, we need to.
Well, you
Figure out
are
if we're keeping costs the same or not.
But you have the same QR code for your.
Yeah, cause you
Who owns that?
take the QR code,
Like,
would
the board in
land you
general?
here, right? And you could have declaration, dibs,
Yeah.
your registration, right? Now, if you wanted a QR code to this one, that would have to change everything.
500.
So Scott, are you trying to do that now, or?
And for pricing, we should consider a different price for the 12-year groups since they won't have tryouts or jerseys.
They're gonna have the same costs, and they are gonna get jerseys, and they are gonna use that ice. Because they are gonna have evaluation. And last year we had 2 teams. For the 12, 15, we'll put those two together. You're gonna have tryouts for
You're gonna have, like,
10s.
50 teams, you're not gonna put 12 or 15s together, there's no reason for that. There's gonna be 2 15U teams, who need their own evaluation.
Alright, Amanda, tournaments. Moving on, maybe I'll just move on to Scott's looking. I know, sorry.
Alright, tournaments, I have all the squirt teams in the lotto for Fargo, we won't know till the end of August though, if they got in. I also have over half the tournaments already booked, the next big release is June 1st, and I'm gonna try to finish it all up then. That's all I got.
No socks for apparel, Jordan's not here, I'm sure he's working on those. Facilities, everyone's favorite topic. So, had our walkthrough with Mackie, roughly 2 weeks ago. Status quo, as always, we've done a few things that they've indicated that have been major investments, $30,000 new battery charger for the Zamboni, they put in some other money in some other areas. Still to this point, we know the roof is having issues, and then obviously locker rooms 5 and 6 still have issues. Outside of that, if anybody has any issues or anything outside that they've seen at Mackie, let me know. Everything we pointed out, they had a very quick answer that it was in the works or that status quo, that's how it is. So very quick to answer issues or anything that we brought up from a rink standpoint. The next kind of elephant in the room, which everybody kind of knows, is we've had multiple options on the plate for next steps of the rink. Obviously, over the last few years, Melissa and I have worked on new rink update, which is still very much alive in Empire. Unfortunately, with Empire, you're looking at a 5 to 6 year window based on what they're trying to do and what they're trying to establish and get set up. There is the potential lately where I've found outdoor rink refrigeration. It's a new kind of partnership that's going on right now with Minnesota Wild, an architectural firm called JLG. And so it is a alternative solution to those communities that cannot afford a $50-60 million indoor facility. It allows you to build basically what Lake did with the minor rink. So it allows you to start, get the outdoor refrigeration, get up obviously boards, and somewhat covering infrastructure, depends how far you want to go. but then allows you to start that way and get ice, which is huge at obviously a significantly different cost, probably around $6 to $10 million. And then lastly, there's Mackey, which has been in everybody's mind and solution forever. And speaking with the city, walking through, during the walkthrough process, there is some area that you can make an improvement and add on locker rooms and potentially maybe some other amenities at Mackey, but also we know Mackey is in extremely rough shape. And does it make sense to physically take a significant amount of money to put into a rink if we're gonna leave it in 4 or 5 years? So the biggest thing, what we need to do collectively as a board is start really putting where we wanna go or which direction. And decide, are we chasing new big rink? And if so, what we need to do from those guidelines, or we want to go more of a cost-effective route and go after the outdoor ice and still utilize Mackey, or kind of just stay status quo. Everybody knows the really poopy elephant in the room, Rosemont just approved of it, and they're getting one. So that is gonna be something that we can tap into down the road. They've approached us already, asking about ice, if we want to utilize ice from them. So that is a solution, which is kinda nice, if Burnsville ever burns up and we don't have those hours that we want. But it obviously also will be that much harder to make a brand new facility when Rosemont's putting up one right next door. So, part of the hard part here, guys, is it's kind of time to put our money where our mouths are and decide which way we're going and how we're gonna do it. And everybody's gotta chip in, no more, well, you know, I'll talk to so-and-so, like, we need to form committees, we need to start dictating where we're going, which direction, outline how we're gonna do it, and then we need to make amends and go for it. Otherwise, you know, Melissa and I can attest, and Melissa knows it better, it's just gonna be the same shit every year. And we're now at that point where we have options, which way do we wanna go?
How much does the Rosemont rink announcement impact the feasibility study we had done? I don't recall, was there a section that anticipated if they added one? Because if that changes that entire narrative, this conversation becomes a real big, a lot of people have been asking like, what did we say before, what did we say before? And we got literally shit or get off the pot, right? And whether it's refrigerated, outdoor, whatever, it's making the best of what we have. That study significantly changes by this. That's a big question mark, so I don't know if one of you guys could reach out to them
I
and
don't
just.
think it's a matter of the study, I think it's a matter of the commitment of the city of Redwater.
Yeah.
And whether or not they want to, they were fairly excited about the idea, and whether or not they still have that excitement.
Yeah, I'm just curious, does it change that profitability, right? Because that study showed us a great pathway where there would be, after a relatively short time, in my opinion, you would be actually making money and putting it into capital improvement funding. But if they're doing 2 more sheets there, that's, how does that change the hour forecast? And that's
Fast, they wanna go around this fall.
Parks and Rec was told 2.5 years ago, have a plan ready to go for the day we said no.
So, and we could answer your question, feasibility study wasn't so much just about funding, it's to see, does it make sense? Is it supporting? Would it work based on communities, primary and secondary?
That would accompany a business case by different loans, right? So if the business case changes, then the economics of, stay the same.
And
The
it's-
funding's gonna be harder to get.
Well, I think the reality of our situation is we're not going to be funding the facility. I mean, we just, realistically, we're not in a position to fund a facility. We're in a position to show an interest in partnering with somebody like Empire to, donate funding, to add amenities.
To be leaders of the fundraising and things like that, for sure.
And to, partner in promoting a facility.
Day one, we knew FYHA would never operate.
Right.
No.
We knew that
We
from the
wouldn't
start.
operate it, we
And
knew
that's
that
Farmington's biggest
we
hiccup is
could
Farmington.
not come up with $20 to $40 million to
And I mean, the feasibility study at the time had both the community center and the pond in it, so now you're just in essence adding one to that equation.
Oh, it's community centered going, so there's.
No, the community center was still there with the pond, so that was technical two sheets.
And they were
Now the
aware of
pond's
the
gone,
potential
now they
birds
bring in
too,
two.
so.
And so it's doable, and again, to Melissa's point, we will never be the one that run it. That's always been the issue with Farmington, is that they've never wanted to run a facility. Mackey's on its own leg and struggling. Now, in talking to the city will not sell Mackey. So I know there's always been rumors of that going around. I've spoken to Kelly and they literally, liability wise, they cannot sell it. Can they boot us out of there? Yes. They could turn that into like a anytime fitness or a indoor pickleball or storage or whatever. But they can't sell it. So if we did wanna make improvements, there is that. But again, does it make sense to take money, put it into a significantly old building that's gonna need updates? We know it's gonna need a new roof. If you do put in money, you're gonna wanna do locker rooms 5 and 6 the right way to give the varsity teams, maybe even the JV teams their own space. Maybe try and do something from a dry land perspective, or at least give us a little something in there to help out with off-season stuff for our kids. But again, the rink is older, it's not new, so it's doable. And can we make it work? 100%, but what Melissa and I have found out with the feasibility study is, one rink doesn't generate enough to help. So that will always be a Achilles heel to the city, knowing that they don't have a way to continue to make money to help offset. We know the ice rates go up usually every year. We're at some of the highest ice rates in the, not only District 8, in the lower metro.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So it's a tough call, but what we need to do though is truly, this is the time where if we're gonna make a decision, let's all get behind something and let's attack it so we can get it done. Because Melissa and I have put in a ton of time into this. We're now at that point where we're at the road, there's 3 different paths. Which path do we wanna go?
But then I'm also gonna say though, we can't waver on our funding commitment. I mean, we've heard that, where maybe we shouldn't be putting money to this anymore. Maybe we should put our money elsewhere. If we're gonna commit, then we gotta commit.
That's fair.
Well, if the city's not interested in our program sticking around.
It's not so much the city's not interested. The city has, unfortunately, another priority that's the elephant in the room that everybody knows what it is. It's the data center. Right now, their number one goal is public safety, which is just the code for helping the data center be ready should anything go south and So there's no money or anything from the city. In a perfect world, the city would support it, but they're hurting. They need help, and the data center gives them the most help because we've not been able to bring in new business, nothing. And that's what other.
I don't know that the school district is fully out of the picture.
Great point. The school district wants to, but as we all know, they just got through the levy. The fact that got approved was a Hail Mary.
But they're also waiting, they're in litigation over the sale of their land to the data center.
Yep.
Which I think there was some movement on there
There was,
this week.
I think they're okay.
I think it was in favor of the data center company.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So I mean, again, the school, to Melissa's point, the option with the school is they will give us the land in a heartbeat, and then we have to fund the revenue, and then we have to figure out how we're running it. There is a group that stepped up to say that they would help run it. It's community education.
Which is the school district.
Yeah. So take that for the grain of salt it is, to a degree, but again, as Melissa kind of said, when you get the school land, that's a huge piece off the equation, right? But then it's the revenue standpoint and getting it going, and it's gonna take connections, it's gonna take people, it's money. Show me the money, as Jerry McGuire would say. So, and again, there's other options. If you go the outdoor route, that's significantly cheaper, but again, it's just an outdoor rink with a cover over the top, and so when it's 34 below and
And if Mackey goes,
Yeah.
That's all you got.
That's all you got. And who's to know, to your point, that the
But it's
city,
still
yeah, the city might not even, like, the ones who start building it, they might just yank Mackey out on us too, you don't know. So, it's a very tough spot, but with Rosemount now getting theirs, like, yeah, guys, we gotta get our shit together, we gotta figure out how we're doing this. No more time, otherwise the window's just gonna go and we'll always be at 5 different ranks in 5 different cities, and there's how the program works. So any thoughts, questions, swear words, anger, just don't break the stick.
Oh, sorry. It's not greasy. It is now.
I just wanna get consensus, what sounds like a good idea, which way you
Call
wanna-
Trapp and see how much they'll build a community
So 3
center, some good PR as they come into town.
Well, I didn't see this happening overnight, so I like the Empire idea because you got a 5-year plan to put resources towards it. If we're gonna throw money at the Farmington rink that may or may not be there, to me, we're just wasting money there. The outdoor rink is a nice feature, but to your point, if Schmidt goes down, that's all we have, so it's a stepping stone. So why not try to go big? If Empire's willing to partner with us, what a great opportunity for us as a community to try to get something for the association, for the community to grow. It could be a big thing. The question is, how do we get there?
And there's ways too down the road, I know with Farmington, the mayor, candidacy's open in November, city council's open. So there's ways where if anybody's in Farmington that wants to run, it's a great running board to help try and get stuff. But so basically, Lindsay, it's new rink in Empire, outdoor facility, refrigeration, or invest in Mackey and hope Mackey doesn't.
Oh, and 2, I think it was Tim said, get Track. Track, I believe, is the developer, but
Right,
it's
they'll
going,
get it shovel ready.
it's going to be one of the big,
Meta or somebody like
yeah,
that.
like coming in,
multiple tenants, cause it won't be just one
and
building.
perhaps,
But even these
There would
developers do
be-
community investments, they've given hundreds of thousands to Rosemont for their data center, they didn't just magically. put
100%.
money, Right?
The only thing you gotta think about, if you're gonna go down that path, is what does it do from overall temperature of how people feel, where if we're partnering with that, you betrayed us by partnering with the one that's coming in.
Well, they're
All for
investing
it.
into your community, your community
I
invested
get
in
it.
them, deal with it.
I just wanna throw that out there.
It sucks
Time
not
to
live there,
Pull
but-
down inside the new ring.
I was gonna say, like, there's somebody that's impacted by it, so I mean, let me know, like, I'm all for it, and I guarantee you, I think they would be very smart to pony up to do that, but at the same point, you are now partnering with one entity that a lot of people are ready to pitch for the city for. So is that what
Are we
FHA?
partnering with them if they go to the city of Farmington and say, hey, we'd like to build you a community
If-
center
if
with
you
all of these
say-
things in there?
You know better than that.
Yeah. No, and I get it, right, cause I think it's atrocious to put that right on somebody's back door,
Yeah,
right?
same with me.
I mean, you can come
But-
stand in my driveway, you'll be able to.
We'll be able to see the
Right, yeah,
parks
I
in
don't
those
think it's a good
neighborhoods.
idea that it's
You
there,
live
but
something under
I
a
also
house.
think unfortunately that cart might be way down the tracks already, like, is it
if they're
something
gonna
that
do
can
it,
actually
they
be
don't
stopped?
pay for it.
And that's what I'm saying, we can do it, I just,
Center on the golf
it's just to
course.
get us to think about it, right? It just,
Planned.
it's the
And
optics.
But, okay, so.
They paid for Bobby Smith for the North Stars in 1979, they can't pay anymore for
They
bills.
already have a.
That's a true story, Nanny tells it best.
Hockey donation.
Yeah, I mean, I can see them partnering up a ton, but again, it's just, I wanna make sure we are ready to go down that path. Because there will be people that will be like, really, you guys are partnering?
Here, I live there, so no one in my community, my neighborhood is really very excited to be, you know, neighbors with the data center. But a lot of people are either gonna sell, which I've already seen like 3 houses in my neighborhood go up for sale in the last like 2 weeks, or we're just gonna stay. And we're just gonna have to live with it. It's gonna be built, multiple years of building and construction. We me personally, our family, we do not plan to move, cause it's not in our best interest at this time. So we're gonna be here. If they're gonna put a super ugly, like 40 to 80 foot building, like down the road from my house, like I'll walk on my driveway and just see it. But they're gonna give back and they're gonna give millions of dollars back into the community, well, then maybe it won't be so bad. Am I still gonna be happy that I live there?
Hell no.
But if they're gonna give
If they're
back
here.
something that's, it doesn't even have to just be, you know, to hockey, but to anyone, if this organization or anyone can break that barrier where they're not just coming in and invading the city and putting this massive, super ugly data center in the middle of two neighborhoods and they're gonna give anything back, I think it might not be the worst idea. I mean, what are they gonna do? Say no? And then everyone can just be more upset. Like, I mean, I don't think we really have anything to lose.
Okay.
I mean,
No, it's a good perspective.
I mean, no one has anything to lose. The data center is coming. The school land is still in litigation, but that's just south. There's already like trucks, they've been doing work and getting the land ready. They're already out there. They're coming. If you're gonna bring this massive data center, well, why don't you try to say, oh, we wanna give back to the community, okay? Well, prove it. Maybe everyone won't hate you so much.
That's fair, and I mean, that's huge, that's good perspective, and I mean, that's the biggest thing I wanted, just to make sure, because, like I said,
I mean,
you can't make everybody happy, and
No.
there'll be always people, no matter what you do, to try and explain where you're going and why you're doing it, and this is how it's gonna benefit, there'll still be somebody that's gonna know F you, this is bull crap.
Right. Am I gonna be happy if I have to drive Tommy to Tract Arena every day and see it like there and, you know, like in my yard? No, it's not gonna be like that Pleasant experience. I'll be like, you know what?
It's gonna be a lot better than
At
driving to
least,
Shattuck, though.
at least they're $50 million paid for that, okay? You know?
We can make us our Shattuck.
Okay, no, that's good,
So, I mean, what are we gonna lose? We approach them, we say, hey, we'd really like to partner with you, you're coming into this community, do you wanna be a good neighbor? And what do they do, say no, then technically the community just has more ammunition to be like, they are not a good neighbor.
Okay.
But, yeah, and, well, it's not my front yard, so it's
Yeah.
easy for me to be like,
Right.
let me take advantage, right?
No, a lot of
It
people.
sucks,
Yeah.
but it can suck and you can get nothing from it.
Exactly,
Or you
it's
get
already
something, you
gonna
can get
suck,
something.
so I might as well get some money from it.
Nothing to lose.
That's what I'm saying, I mean, it's not by any organization or any group of city going to them and asking for anything to give back to the community, that data center is still getting built on my street, so it doesn't matter.
Alright, so no, it sounds good, so I'll definitely try, track down somebody,
We have a lot of contacts, Scott.
yeah,
We
I'm
have-
sure
we
you
have
got a
some.
lot of people in the list, send them to me, and then, Melissa, I've got a meeting coming down the pipeline. The school is interested in doing something at Dodge with an outdoor, because it might not be a loss leader, but there's potentially a new AD coming down that I don't know about. Okay, so you know, so just know I'll be in touch with you, like, if they were thinking like, I think he starts July 1st or something, or.
Yeah, but he's in the district, so.
Do you want me to reach out, or if you know his name? I don't have the name yet, I'm waiting for Keith to get back to me.
Well, I can give you.
You wanna give me his name, and then we'll try to schedule something, cause I still think we do that as a fail-safe backup. Cause if the school will help out, and then we can find a way to not only do the outdoor ice, but then do something with track, and do something bigger, and then it's 2 for 1. So we're adding to the community, and again, the school one will be dual use. It'll be not only outdoor ice, but then they can use it in the spring and summer if they want to do pickleball, lacrosse, or something, so we'll find ways on that, so. Okay, cool. Any questions, concerns, anything else on that? I know that was a lot, but that was a good discussion, so. Whitney, are you please? Whitney was up. Tiger Tone, Lindsay.
No one's reached out.
A lot of people are mad.
Alright, quickly, level updates, lower level. lower level.
Here's Matt.
Does anybody see Matt?
Here you go, Matt, you're in the middle.
Alright, Matt. Lower level.
So the biggest thing for the lower level that we're doing for this year is there's gonna be a U6 option added to registration. For the girls going into kindergarten, it's first grade. Since we're continuing to focus on level grade development this year, so that'll be coming to registration this year when people sign up. Other than that, that's the only big thing that's going on.
No, and I think that's good. I mean, that's basically for everybody that's new in that, which I don't think too many, but last year, our lowest AU team, just very young in that stuff, and so having a 6U, this gives them more chance to be the right level and not go to any potential jamborees or games and have a tough time. So 6U just gives it a little different variety and gives them a chance to get their feet under them a little bit more so that when they do move up, they're ready to go. Especially because that's proficiency on that side, so. Some main questions?
No, I just wanna add this, it's more of a dual focus as well to keep the girls program healthy. So we lose a lot of kids from the Tiger Cubs or whatever they're called now to the 8U, and it's because of the engagement and the fact that they're on a team with 11 boys, and the boys just have different objectives when they're at hockey, such as like beating each other up versus socializing. So by having a 6U team, the girls are able to play with bubbles and learn each other's names and do fun games after our team activities afterwards and really build again that sticky relationships and tagging us with hockey to keep them involved with it. Our biggest competitor, like I've said a million times in here, is gymnastics. Think of it, there's no equipment inhibiting the communication with the girls. They do a lot of activities and they're getting 3 to 4 touches a week in gymnastics. And so we're really trying to make the girls program ecosystem a lot stronger by retaining more of those 6U group. Because we're losing a lot to gymnastics, or just what is the worst thing is that they're just quitting sports altogether. So.
Got it.
I think it'll be really fun for them to not be overtaken maybe by some of the bigger girls too, like to stay with their little groups too.
Yep. I like it. Alright. Thanks, Matt. U10, Whitney and Lindsay.
Yeah, so just kind of a general girls update. We're anticipating to land at 115 girls this year, throughout all levels from 6U to U15. We anticipate 15U to be at 23 skaters and 1 goalie, so you do the math there, that's 2 teams. 12U will end up closer to 6.
Are we sure on that?
Yes, I'm pretty sure on that.
I mean, then that really does change tryouts and stuff. So, I mean, we have 5 girls that pre-registered.
For 15U? Yeah, so those are, yeah, I mean, we can run through the names, but I carved out anticipated move-ups to high school. I carved out age outs, and I'm anticipating 10 girls to move up.
So a
that
team
gives
of
me
11 or a team of 12?
Team 12. I have 1 goalie possibly right now. I have, so we'll have to talk to about goalies next in a second here, but I got 23 skaters, 1 goalie at 15U. I got 14 skaters, 2 goalies at 12U. 24 skaters, or 23 skaters and 1 goalie at 10U. And that is with the option, opening up the option to move up for all 2017 birth years. Hopefully we can get 5. Otherwise, we end up with a team of 19, which is not ideal. So, our proposal would be that given the need, that we open up for all birth year 2017s move up, we would anticipate 5 would take advantage of that. Giving us the numbers that we need for 2 teams. We are 1 goalie short then for that level. 8U, we would anticipate roughly about 38 girls, which is also a very ugly number for that age group as well, but, it is what it is. And then 13 is 6U. So total of 10 teams at 115.
What was U12 again?
U12 will be 14 skaters, 2 goalies. 13 or 14 skaters and 2 goalies.
13 or 14?
13 or 14.
Can I purchase note-takings?
10 you'll have 24, 23 skaters, 1 goalie.
So I mean, for trials, that's gonna be, I don't know what to do.
So,
We'll figure it out.
2 years ago, when we did it with 10U and it was just one team again, it's the same group, we just did practice.
That's what I was planning, yeah.
Yeah, we just did
Planning
10U
Maybe
practice.
practice, but,
Yeah.
Call it the coach's evaluation.
I don't have
I
any.
mean, we didn't even call it anything, we just called it a practice.
What is that, I don't know, like the schedule just didn't allow that much, right?
And then Lindsay, you were saying one goalie at 10U right now, or?
We have one goalie at 10U.
Committed.
One committed, full-time 10U goalie. I have one, so what happens is there's 5 total goalies that are high school eligible next year. They only lost 1. So if he takes 4 goalies, we would only have 1 goalie for 15U. If he takes 3 goalies, we would have 2.
Well, I've got Utah and U15 together because it was supposed to be
It'll be 3
26 kids out there.
Yeah, no one asked me, I went to give me those numbers.
We can talk offline about what we should do for that.
Yeah.
Do you have outreaches to anybody to fill the second 10U yet?
Yeah, so I think we met as a girls group, I don't know, we still know at this point, but essentially the request is just a motion for up to $10,000 to cover 2 goalies. Which is standard at this point. But we are short 2 goalies in our association, we could be short more if he takes 5 goalies.
You know, with that, is there any type, has there been like, when you have those type of agreements where like, is it like a contract where it's like, yeah, I'll get you money, I'll take you guys?
No,
Commit
it
2
just-
years, or?
No, just the board just covers the ice fees that year.
No, I mean, like, where if we're gonna cover ice fees and do everything.
We've never paid a second year.
Okay, but like getting a player to be like, hey, we'd love for you to stick around and be part of our program, or not, so like, perfect example. Last year.
Yeah,
So
so,
like, we got her, and like, we're like, hey, we're gonna pay ice bills, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. But in order to do this, like, you're committing to it, you're not doing this re-up.
well, I mean, we can't enforce that because we have to have an association to waive somebody every year. So that would, I don't know how you'd enforce that. But, we've already have those, one of the girls already has their waiver in process. She tries to do that before the board turns over, and I already have the girls coordinator commitment that she'll get waived. And, you know, we need another one, so we still need 2 more goalies regardless, I'm not gonna do the math, but. So we'd be looking for a 10U goalie as well as a 15U goalie. Or a 12U goalie who sees the writing on the wall and is willing to play 15U.
And Scott, has there been any 8 goalies this last year, or anybody that's?
There's one that's
said
50.
outside of.
There's one 50-50, but is not committed. And we already had discussion there recently that there's not committed.
Yeah, and with her mom too.
Which if you gotta rotate a bag, you gotta rotate a bag. But we can discuss more about the concerns around that.
I mean, for them basically to rotate, you for sure wanna get at least 1 legit, and then the last one being a rotation bag. Or 1, 2.
Yeah, so Cottage Grove did that last year. It is incredibly taxing. Cheska Chan did it the year before. You can just e-bug the whole season
Yeah.
at your A level, which is what I would suggest. But that means no out of town tournaments. That mean, unless you're traveling with somebody, then you're paying for their fees anyways. So regardless, we're gonna need the cash. Cause then we gotta pay for hotel and per diem and that type of stuff for out of town tournaments. That's just pretty standard at this point for goalies, unfortunately. Yeah, if you just rotated e-bug, there's no goalies fourth to 8 year, so just is what it is across the state, so.
I mean, do we need to do any, Tim, I know you got a question quickly, I mean, do we need to start doing something though with the 8Us where incentive or something where we started trying to pump up some girls that wanna do this?
Well, we got a ton of equipment, right?
Yep.
We were trying to push, and then we got a 2018 that's very committed. She's not ready to go. So that's way too young.
I mean, I think make sure that those AUs know about goalie training throughout the season and for summer.
I would say we're in a bad spot last year, we're in a bad spot this year for girls, right? if everything holds true, the following year, we're sitting where we want. I know what
Which is no competition, just one goalie for every team, which is
but
not
we have
very
our
well.
own goal, but we have our own goals. I think,
No, we won't have our own goalies at the 15U or the second U, 12U, so.
We'll have to do the movie Ladybugs with boy plays, girls soccer. Get somebody's hair. Expect you to be boy goalies.
You know somebody that can give you a really nice spread, because I know you love your entire season, including travel tournament.
Yeah, I mean,
You
teams
play
do it.
games, you eat prairie.
And those managers deserve to get paid.
It happens.
Okay.
At least with goalies, there's not that two substitution.
When would you?
I don't, yeah, but I don't wanna get in a situation where I'm having conversations with teams and associations and then have this whole debacle while trying to get something for later.
Well, that's what I mean, like.
Yeah,
if
but
you're
so,
trying-
yeah, I mean, we don't have to pay a single dime cash wise until the bills come in. As long as, I mean, we're showing that registration is free, so.
And I mean, how many did we pay last year? We paid
Just the one.
Just the one last year.
Okay.
So this year we would need two.
technically, one would be in the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, one would be in the budget.
Well, yeah, that's fair. So you've got one that's potential.
Yeah, and I have not started flirting with anybody yet, cause I wanna make sure this is okay.
Well, you need a goal.
Yeah, you
So,
got
I mean,
Yep.
selfishly, I don't.
But
Other people need goalies, I would
In
like
this
those
age
numbers.
level, it's
Yeah.
an all around numbers issue, right? It's not as simple as like Pee Wee boys where everybody's got a couple.
You got the Rolodex.
No, the only ones with extra goalies is Egan again this year. Lakeville might have a throwaway, and, Hastings might have one. There's not a lot at this level again, so, and it's gonna be really hard to find 15, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why I'm glad you bring it up. Start hitting the ground now to get ahead of it, so that way, if someone is, we snare them right away before it gets into a game.
Yeah, I mean, people are already signing, so.
Yeah, so that's, yeah, so green light, we'll find a way, usually need, but it's definitely.
They can't find a U15.
No one's looking for Bs. I got a suitor for 15U to take some As.
We can do that.
We'll have to work through the numbers. I have enough to keep both, I'd like to keep both, and I might have a second goalie, but it really just depends on what Holmes decides to do, so if he wants to carve out the youth program again, then we won't have goalies, then we'll have to farm everybody out there. And I won't know until it's too late. So.
Wow. But yeah, so start hitting the phone, do what you gotta do, so we can help.
Okay.
Scott and Amanda, I'm guessing it's kind of an update too for you.
we had a long meeting, we went through it.
Just rolls off.
That's kind of over everything.
Yeah. Alright. Squirts, Tim. Jim, Kiwis.
Nothing.
Dynamite work, guys, dynamite. Bottoms, Kelly, just keeping an eye on goalie numbers, and she's discussing that with teams, and obviously she's talking with him. And then the fact we have 9 down goalies.
We have the opposite problem.
I was gonna say, that's what I'm saying, ladybugs, we might have to get that point.
There's a
Pick
couple
somebody
of
that
them in
doesn't
the
have
second years that would.
rest of facial
probably
there.
look just like you can went out there.
Yeah.
Girls probably would be bigger.
I mean, some of the girl goalies are.
Yeah, probably.
Are bad, so I
I
guess.
saw a 12U goalie yesterday, or this weekend, the top of her braces touched the top of his goal. And then- What? Yeah.
That's not even, that's not fair.
Second year's good.
Alright, and then lastly, Jay Gold, U16 Timmy.
Not a lot. Coach Stensland and I have been in contact a lot, so knowing where his preseason skates are at, what the numbers look like, a lot of great introductions, so thank you, Coach, appreciate that. Rob, you and I can offline about what you did for uniforms last year, but I'd like to at least have a thought in mind.
Those hands off, I love her.
You can ask Zach.
I know, but Zach wanted me to come in here motion for $1 million, so.
Well, now he knows the situation.
I mean, I was gonna get a really nice jacket out of it, no, that's fine if you're hands off on it. We did not did you have hand downs or did you purchase? And did the players purchase them or the association?
Pretty sure a little bit of all the above. The U16s, purchased, our JGB took our fourth or fifth year hand-me-downs that are literally falling apart and disintegrating from high school. Our JGA took their jerseys from the prior year as well, and I think the question was what was gonna happen with if the high schools getting new jerseys and handing down or not. That was the only question.
Okay.
It'll solve some problems.
We'll stay in communication. I'll see if I can reach out to Coach Sabati and get my things started. Yep.
Cause I need to circle back. Okay. Alright, that's all the committees. Is there any old business or anything like that? No?
No, but the Jordan email, did he get people assigned to whatever he needed assigned to? Or what was
I
that?
think that was more
He's
just
just asking if
checking in
people are
to see
doing
what
it.
people were working on, just so that when we came to the meetings and that stuff, we had a little bit better guidance on where everyone's at and knowing what we're doing and working on, so as we start getting into the guts of everything now with top potato, registrations, jerseys, all that, we just kinda could delegate and attack as needed, so.
I'll just add, if we do get the high school jerseys, they all need stop signs. That was a huge,
Yep.
huge pain last year and the year before. Stop signs are required. as
USA hockey, not high school hockey, yep. Absolutely.
Well,
Alright, thanks.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Alright, let's.
I'll motion to adjourn.
Now we have to go to closed session.
Well, we can motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn the public meeting.
All in favor?
Who's seconded?
Second.
I saw a
Everyone.
Everyone will take
Pick
notes.
somebody.
Everyone did.
Pick somebody.
Alright, meeting's adjourned.
Can I second by Tim? Second.